Hare Krishna. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my most humble and prostrated obeisances at your lotus feet. I am extremely grateful to you for awarding me this opportunity to be able to say something about you. With every passing day, I feel what an impossible task you have accomplished and what an amazing sacrifice you have made. And you have made me qualified to stay in the association of devotees. In times of difficulty, whenever I prayed unto you, you have rescued me from all odds by the hands of devotees. Indeed, the nature and greatness of your mercy can never be fathomed. Your appearance has made the whole universe auspicious, and so has been my own heart. It is said to attempt to repay or to glorify an acharya makes one a laughing stock. Yet, I'll attempt to do it for my own purification. Srila Prabhupada, your life was filled with Krishna Kripa Sakti, and aptly you were known as Krishna Kripa Srimurti. Therefore, I would like to say or glorify a particle of them. Your life can be said in a phrase. Your life is a tower of mercy and it is a shower of grace. I would like to glorify your qualities in 5 points: your touch, your teachings, your trainings, your transformation, and your transportation. Srila Prabhupada, your mercy has touched the life of more than billions of people by books, lectures, kirtans, and spiritual paraphernalia. I remember as a child of 5 years, I used to sit on the lap of my grandfather and hear the various leelas of Krishna. And looking at your books, I used to see the first page with your index finger raised or your eyes closed, deep in absorption of Krishna playing Kartal. And I used to ask him, who is this man? Why is his photo in the first page? And he used to say, he is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada. So this was the first contact or first touch of you in my own life. Back in the year 1996, I had seen some 7-headed monks who had come to our city with a van, and the back of their van was open and 2 people with arms upraised used to stand. We purchased an incense stick of the name Spiritual Sky. What was more appreciated other than the fragrance was the spiritual message behind it, which informed about a transcendental sky. And to reach that transcendental sky, one must chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Srila Prabhupada, this is the first touch of holy name in my life. Not only did you touch the life of numerous newcomers, but you also touched the hearts of your disciples with the love of a Bengali mother. From whether taking care of the minutest details of their likes or dislikes, whether guiding them through tough times, or whether clarifying deep philosophical points by humor or by a myriad ways, you have touched their hearts and touched their lives with a Midas touch. And their hearts are till today overflowing with such gratitude. Your teachings, Srila Prabhupada, you have connected the whole human race to a much less understood, ancient, and deeply philosophical chain of disciplic succession, which propagates only Kevala Bhakti to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Your teachings have descended from the distant age of the Vedas, containing pristine truths of spirituality, and yet you have conveyed it expertly to the hippies who were poles apart from such lifestyle and from such a culture. And to ensure that the Gaudiya Vaishnava teachings do continue through the generations, you have instituted systems where devotees can systematically study these scriptures, and that this philosophy does not get watered down by flexibility. The books that touched me personally the most was teachings of Queen Kunti, where at a point you said, where do the flow of samsara or where do the flow of 3 modes stop? You said it stops at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. And you provided such a window into intimate pastimes of Sri Krishna. For example, you say that the face of Lord Sri Krishna was covered by mascara because he was crying when Mother Yashoda was chasing him. And such a beautiful description of Krishna filled our own hearts while reading your books. your trainings. Srila Prabhupada, you have made sure that your teachings are not just understood, but your disciples and grand disciples are thoroughly trained in this lifestyle of pure devotion. By showing your own example, your own lifestyle, you have set golden standards that it is a lighthouse for generations beyond. You have made this lifestyle a legacy for training the future devotees, whether be it waking up early in the morning, or whether be it chanting, whether be it writing books, or whether be it preaching, whether be it purchasing vegetables, or whether be it dealing with land with the Indian middlemen. You have left no stone unturned for the upcoming devotees so that they can live a life of pure devotion. Transformation. Srila Prabhupada, this is something that gives me a lot of faith in your teachings and your life. What an amazing transformation you have brought into the lives of so many disciples. Aptly you write in Srimad Bhagavatam, this Krishna consciousness movement will go down in the history of mankind for having saved it in the darkest of the moment. This transformation was distinctly seen in the life of Westerners who had turned from hippies to happies, from a life of sense gratification to sannyasis, from being social rejects to spiritual lighthouses. In my own life, I see this transformation from being a thoroughly confused student to one with clear goals, from one strongly addicted to bad habits to one being initiated, from one being very puffed up to one practicing humility. This transformation has been slow but sure. This has only been possible, Srila Prabhupada, because you have offered me the association of your holy devotees. Transportation. Eventually, although Srila Prabhupada, you and your dear devotees ultimately transport a soul back home, back to Godhead, but even while being in this world, and even while participating in Krishna conscious activities like kirtans, lectures, services, or chanting, one forgets this world and one can enter the spiritual realm. This transport of human mind from physical to transcendental realm is based on hearing of pure sound vibration that is emanating from your lotus lips. On very few occasions, I feel myself very, very fortunate to have been connected to this process of chanting and dancing. In my own life, I see my mind being transported from being absorbed in cinema songs, movie scenes, so-called scientific rational, sense gratificatory plans, to one contemplating on the pastimes and the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. It has been a slow yet successful transport. And one can see that if one is attentive to hear your pure message, then one's mind can be transported to the pastimes of the likes of Aghasur or the Govardhan lifting of Lord Sri Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, your life is a tower of mercy, and it can only be gradually be realized by your mercy. And one can never come to this fold of bhakti without having received your mercy. And your life is such a shower of grace, your sacrifice is such a shower of grace that it inundates the desert-like hearts of mine with the nectarine of flood of holy name. Dear Srila Prabhupada, I am most fortunate to get you as my spiritual grandfather. I beg at your feet to grant me strength to follow your instructions, to endeavor to chant attentively, and to be the humble servant of servant, and live my life according to the desire of spiritual superiors. Please grant me a particle of your mercy, that I always cling to the association of Vaishnavas despite the numerous attacks of Maya. As you have aptly said, that Maya is very strong and I don't realize it. I don't take shelter of the lotus feet of devotees. So therefore, I beg at your lotus feet that please bless me. I can continue on this path with enthusiasm, with patience, and with determination. Your servant, Rama Vallabh Das. Jai Srila Prabhupada.